Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is John J. Gaming on the mic, coming at you guys with another episode of the ACSA. We are here in week 10 of this inaugural season, and we got quite a few games that are must-win scenarios for various squads out there throughout the ACSA, whether it be to keep conference championship hopes alive or just a team trying to get their season turned around just to make it to a bowl game in the first place, as we already have a fumble in the first play of the game, and it's recovered by the Elks of Kearney College. As we tune in for the very first game of what is going to be 5 games shown in the entirety of this episode. Going to be a really good one here, man. So make sure you smash that like button and hit subscribe if you have to be new, as we'll go ahead and check in on the 1-yard line for the Kearney Elks, who are going to go ahead. Griffin going to go ahead and scramble into the end zone. Touchdown, Kearney College. And the Elks quickly taking advantage of a turnover forced by the defense. And it's going to be the first points of this game, as now they hold a 7-0 lead early on here in this ball game, as they throw to the right-hand side, nearly intercepted. But thankfully it does fall incomplete, as they do go to the outside, trying to get to their running back, but he fumbles the ball too. Lombardi of Eastern Wisconsin at Port Washington able to go ahead and recover that fumble, and EWPW gonna go ahead and turn it around and turn that into an end zone score as well. So interesting game that we got going on here between these two squads from the Midwest Conference. EWPW trying to turn their season around. They are 2-7 going into this week, whereas the Elks of Kearney College, they are in the hunt to go to the Midwest Conference Championship game at the very end of the season. But they certainly need a win to keep those hopes alive, as that is a first down for the Elks. As now we got a 1st and 10 going up here. Griffin gonna go ahead and try to throw it to slant, but he overthrows his man. And that also leads to an interception. Will the Hunters of Eastern Wisconsin gonna go ahead and take the lead here? And even though they did go 3 and out, that's actually exactly what they did. Actually, no, Kearney has the lead. But still a very close game early on, as we're about to close out on the first quarter of play. The Hunters only down 10-7. And they're already hunting for an upset, as Lucas will try to send it deep, but he can't get it off in time. Sack on the quarterback, leads to 3rd and long now for the Hunters, as Lucas will drop back again for Eastern Wisconsin. Going to try to throw it to the right-hand side, but that's intercepted by Sepaz, who gets a costly turnover for the Elks, as they start out on the edge of the red zone, and they get themselves in there thanks to a nice scramble on the inside, thanks to their starting quarterback. As we go down to 1st and 10, going to go over the middle to Durag, who gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Kearney College. And the Elks opened this thing up a little bit here early on in this game, already finding themselves up 17-7. And now we'll see what the Hunters are going to be able to respond with after giving up a touchdown thanks to a turnover forced inside their own territory. But Horseman's going to even things up. Close up the gap. Hortman with a huge touchdown score. He was gone like a girl in a country song right there. And the Hunters, man, they draw themselves even and even have an opportunity to take the lead here before the end of the first half. We'll see if they can get it done. It says all knotted up at 17 apiece, but look who's there to ruin those hopes and dreams. Sepis with his 2nd turnover of the game. And with 20 seconds left, Kearney College has a chance to take the lead before the end of the first half. We'll see if they can get it done, as they are able to pick up the first down. With only a handful of seconds left, they might not have enough time to get points on the board. That's going to be the case if there's a fumble on the play. Gets it. Barry's able to recover, but it doesn't really matter, as they go into the halftime tied up at 17. But a very close game that we have going here for sure, man. As there's Sepis with his 3rd turnover of this game. 3 turnovers forced by 1 player. Sepis having a very special day for the Kearney College defense. Could he make it number 4? Boscans was actually over there. Another turnover forced on the Hunters. And not exactly what you want to do in a close game, giving a heavily favored team, by the way, golden opportunities to pad their lead as they hold a 1st and 10. Griffin going over the middle, going to Gardner, who goes into the end zone. The turnover turns into 6 points for the Elks, and they make it a 2-score game once again. As here we are, the Hunters trying to get this closer, at least back down to 1 possession. We'll see if they can get the job done or not. As the 2nd and long coming up now, Lucas going to send this one deep. He has a man and finds Leos, who was able to make the catch despite being in heavy traffic. And a huge 1st down for the Hunters, as Lucas will go ahead and take it upfield for about a 9-yard gain on that one. A nice little gain for Ben Lucas, starting quarterback for the Hunters. Is now 3rd and 1, going to go to Horseman once again. He's slicing and dicing and gets across the 1st down marker with ease, cutting themselves into Kearney College territory with ease. As a couple plays later, going to 2nd and 13, but it's intercepted again. Another turnover. As I am so shocked that Ben Lucas has not been taken out of the game. He just doesn't really have it today. It's been a rough day for him for sure. As we have 2nd and long now, Griffin dropping back the pass, going to go over, try to get it to the left-hand side, but it's incomplete. As now they face 3rd and long here, but we got an illegal procedure. So 3rd and 15, this would be a big stop for the Hunters if they can get it. As Griffin will throw over to the left-hand side, get it to Towie, who gets to the marker and is able to get the 1st down for the Elks. A 1st down that keeps the drive alive. As now, next play, Griffin going over the middle, had a man, but it's dropped. The receiver drops the football. And so, gonna have to try again now. 2nd and 10, Griffin going deep. He has a man, but it's tipped away. And it's caught off the tip, but it's not a Kearney College guy. Get it? No. It's a defensive player catching it off the deflection. You want to talk about running a great trip deal. That's one right there. Although Hunters can't get anything going on their next drive, and then on the Elks' next drive, they turn it into 6 points. Another touchdown for the Elks, who continue to open this lead up here in the 2nd half. Now holding a 20-point lead. Ben Lucas and company really need to come out and get a response here, as it is not looking good for the Hunters. Showing why they're 2-7 right now. You can see why. As Lucas is going to go ahead and throw it over to the right-hand side. Another interception thrown right there. And so now here we go. 2nd and long coming up here. Griffin set to drop back the pass. Going to try to chuck this thing over the middle, but it's incomplete though. So now facing 3rd and long once again. Griffin will drop back the pass for the Elks. Going to pass it short to Ledford, who makes a couple of guys miss. He's down the sideline and gets brought down inside the 20-yard line. Now in the red zone. The Elks with another red zone opportunity to pad some more points on the board. As Griffin will actually take a direct snap on offense and gets him inside the 10-yard line for a 1st down. It's now a couple plays later now. 2nd and goal. Griffin going over in the middle. He has Durig, who gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Kearney College. And another score once again. Getting some points up on the board here in this ball game. 44-17. It has been an offensive barrage that the Hunters cannot simply track down at the moment, as the Elks have the football once again, although that pass is at the very least broken up. Well, I wish you saw more plays like that before, the game got completely out of hand like it is right now. As Durig on the next play, just making guys miss. Oh my goodness, another touchdown. And so Kearney College runs away with this thing. They get to 500 and they stay in the hunt for the Midwest Conference Championship game. As we'll now head on over to the West Coast, and we have a little bit of a rarity here in the ACSA. We see 2 independent teams taking care of each other, as the Maui Piranhas are going to go, across the Pacific Ocean to play against fellow unaffiliated team San Jose in beautiful San Jose, California, though you don't really see all that beauty right now, as it is certainly a rainy day here in California. A rarity here on the West Coast. This Pullum's going to get an interception early in this ball game. So not looking good here, although Dolphins, the Piranhas, they got lucky. Although not for long as they throw another interception. So 2 drives, 2 interceptions, but can it lead at least to a touchdown? Both interceptions have led to, field goal attempts. Just got to be able to take advantage of what's going on right now. As we have a 2nd and 10, get it over to Casey up the middle. It's a first down for the San Jose Dolphins. As now we got 1st and goal coming up here. Kotak going to go ahead and take it to the outside. Give it to Giotavi, who nearly leaps into the end zone, but is going to be 1 yard shy. A 3rd and goal now waiting for the Dolphins. Although Giotavi going to dive into the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins. And San Jose, man, looking pretty good early on in this ball game. Opening it up this first quarter of play with a 13-3 lead. We'll see if the Piranhas can respond, though, as they do now have the football and get it over to Leroy. Not related at all to Leroy Jenkins. A first down that gets him some good field position to work with. As McDowell and company close to midfield. Going to send this deep to Leroy. He's down the sideline. 1 man to beat. He's going to beat. Is he in the end zone? It's hard to say, but there is a pass interference. And they're going to mark him at the 1 yard line. McDowell and company having no problem punching it in, though. And the Piranhas do indeed get that response in. So now we'll go ahead and take a look at the San Jose offense, as they still got a 13-10 lead despite that touchdown that they gave up to the Piranhas from the great state of Hawaii. Although they do face a 3rd and short coming up here. Going to give it off to Giotavi, who is able to slice and dice inside the 30-yard line. And also pick up the first down too in order to move the chains. As now, a couple plays later, 2nd and 12. Trying to get to the right-hand side, but it is incomplete, however. Which means that they are going to go ahead and move things along. Kotak moving it over the middle to Casey, who's going to dive into the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins. And San Jose is going to respond to the Maui Piranhas touchdown. Get a score of their own here as well. As it ends up being a 10-point lead that the San Jose Dolphins go into the locker room. And not only that, but they also get the ball to start the second half. But there's the silver lining. Got to do something with the football. Last thing you want to do is turn the football over, which is exactly what San Jose just did right there. And it opens the door for the Maui Piranhas to go ahead and make this a 1-possession game. As McDowell will drop back, trying to get it over the middle. Nobody was home, though. Might have been a little bit of a miscommunication right there. As McDowell will try to throw again. This time get it to Mack. And this time as well, it's actually going to be a completed pass as well. And so now just 3rd and 1. McDowell going to go ahead, trying to pass it, but look what happens. Misses out, and so a 4th and 1. Maui going to go ahead and go for it. Mack diving into the end zone. Touchdown, Piranhas. And only an extra point away from making this a field goal game. But look at this. They're actually going to go for 2. I think it's a little bit early. A bold strategy for sure, but it doesn't work out for them. The 2-point conversion is no good. And so that being said, 1st and 10 now for San Jose. They hold a 20, still hold slight lead, 20-16. But again, after another turnover, Maui able to get another field goal on the board. It's just 20-19 now, a 1-point game. Since the second half has started, Maui currently on a 9-0 run. Oddly from a touchdown and a field goal. We'll see if San Jose can get themselves back on track here with this drive, as they do hold 1st and 10. Going across the middle to Fowler, who does get him to about midfield before finally being brought down. As now, 2nd and 10, a couple plays later. Kotak going to send this thing over the middle. Had a man, but just could not get everything on that football. As it falls harmlessly to the ground, incomplete. As a 3rd and 10 now, we'll get it to Fowler, who has plenty of space to work with and gets it across the 35-yard line. As a result of that, it's now 1st and 10. Once again, Kotak going to drop back. He's going to be moving around. He's got some space. It's going to be an 8-yard gain on that play right there. It's now 2nd and short coming up here. Kotak dropping back again. Going to send this thing over in the middle. He had a man, but it's incomplete. So 3rd and 2 here. Be interesting to see if they go for it. If they don't get it here, as they get it to Casey. Casey able to pick up the 1st down for the Dolphins. As the drive still continues to move forward. 2nd and 6 now. Kotak moving. Gonna go over the middle. Had a man, but could not quite get there though. As it leads to 3rd and 6 now. Kotak forces a scramble and has all the space in the world. Finding the end zone. Touchdown Dolphins. And San Jose now holding a 27-19 lead. Still one possession game though, despite the fact that Maui did go for 2. And the bold strategy did not work out for them. As there's a 1st down for the Piranhas. They still have an opportunity though to tie this ball game up if they choose to. We'll see if they have what it takes, as they have a 3rd and short coming up here. Quarterback in the shotgun, taking the snap and getting it to Mack. That is not a rhyme that I didn't try to do, I promise you that. But for promise to get the 1st down, keep the chains moving. It's now 2nd and 7, going to go to Stovall, who's going to cut it upfield. He has some elusiveness to him as well. Is able to pick up a 1st down as a result of that. His 1st catch of the day. Is now 1st and 10, going short to Parks, who's got some space on the outside, but fumbles the football. San Jose recovers. And now San Jose with the football. Can they make this a 2-possession lead once again? We'll just have to wait and see. As of right now, it is now 2nd and 10. Kotak forces a scramble quickly, somehow managing to get out of there and making something positive out of it at the very same time. A 7-yard gain that works well for the Dolphins. Is now next play. Kotak looking downfield, finds Fowler once again, who just has all the space in the world. You gotta have more than one body on this guy for sure if you're the Piranhas defensive coordinator. As it's a 1st down once again for the Dolphins. And now there's Blackson taking advantage of the soft coverage underneath. Another pretty good gain for this offense. It's now another 1st and 10. Going to try to get it to the right-hand side, but that is incomplete though. It's now 2nd and 10. Kotak dropping back. He's going to go to the left-hand side. Gets to the Fields, who's across the 10-yard line for the 1st down. Again, another 2nd and goal here. Kotak dropping back. Going to go over the middle to Smith, who spins, hits that spin cycle into the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins. And once again, taking advantage of the turnover, making it a 2-score game. And not only that, forcing some 3 and outs as well on the Maui offense. So, San Jose, they got a 2-possession lead, and they also have the football. Things right now looking pretty good for the Dolphins. Maybe they'll just get their 2nd win of the season. Just need to finish strong in this final quarter of play, as Go Tavi going to be able to go ahead and pick up some good yards, at least chew some clock a little bit. As time is on the side of the San Jose Dolphins, there's Gutavi once again able to pick up the 1st down at the very same time. It's now 1st and 10 coming up for the Dolphins. Kotak dropping back to pass. He's looking around. Doesn't see anybody. Going to go ahead and scramble. But there's a fumble on the play. And Maui is going to go ahead and recover this thing. And so the Piranhas out here with the opportunity to make this a 1-score game once again. As now 1st and 15, thanks to the penalty, going to get it out to Lawson, who picks up the 1st down for him anyways. Don't even need to worry about the penalty. As now another 1st and 10 coming up here. McDowell going to go ahead, drop back the pass, gets it to Parks for a little 6-yard gain right there. As now 2nd and 4 coming up. McDowell dropping back once again, going to get it off to McDaniel, who's making some guys miss. Can he get to the end zone? He's in! Touchdown, Molly! And here come the Piranhas right now, as they're going to go ahead and go for two. A bold strategy for sure. McDowell's dropping back to pass, going to go over the middle, gets it to Lawson. And that 2-point conversion is definitely good. So now only 7 points separating these two teams right now. 6:15 left to go in this game as well. As there's Lawson downfield once again, making guys miss. Wait a minute, how did he get out of that? Lawson, gone like a girl in a country song. Touchdown, Piranhas. But look what's going to happen here. They're going to go for two, trying to take the lead. Bold strategy. McDowell going to try to run up the middle. It's no good. So Molly with a chance to tie. They elect to try to go for the lead. And so instead, it's still a 1-point lead for San Jose. But you got to score on this drive. You have to score. And you got to choose some clock right now. Because I don't know if a 1-point lead is going to be able to hold for the rest of the game. Kotak going, just go ahead and check it down to Blackson, who gets flipped over. Lit up like a Christmas tree right there. Surprised he did not fumble the football. And so now 2nd and 11 coming up. Kotak throwing it to the left-hand side, but it's intercepted by Barnwell, who's taking it down the sideline and one away to seize this lead. A pick six by Molly gives them their first lead of the second half. And oh my goodness gracious, San Jose on the receiving end of a 21-0 run, as the Piranhas have stormed back here in this fourth quarter of play. A first down for San Jose, as they are at midfield at the very least. Kotak throwing it over the middle, nearly intercepted, but it is going to be incomplete though. And so 2nd and 10 now, going to go to Giotave, who's got some space to work with, but he fumbles the ball himself. Another fumble, but at least they are able to get the football back. But it is no joking. You got to get this thing rolling, man. Only 1:30 left. You do have 2 timeouts. Got to make the best of it, as Kotak will drop back, throw it to the left-hand side, over to Giotave. Going to get out of bounds, and it looks like he does. Meanwhile, getting across the first down marker with ease and getting the midfield already. So a decent start for the Dolphins on this drive, as Kotak will drop back once again. This time it is incomplete, but it does stop the clock at the very least. Now 2nd and 10. Kotak dropping back. He's looking around. Gonna go ahead and throw this thing deep. He's got a man, and oh, he misses him. That could have been the game-winning score, but it was overthrown, no. And instead, we got a contest. 3rd and 10, gets it out to Casey. It's a first down at the very least. But man, San Jose could have won the football game right there. Is now 1st and 10. Kotak going over the middle. Had a man for a second, but threw it too far into the middle. Now once again, a 3rd and 6. Kotak dropping back. Going to send this one. I'm not even sure who he's going to throw it to. I'm going to be honest with you there, but it is incomplete. And so last hope for San Jose. That's going to be a lot harder, because an offensive penalty makes it 4th and 11. Kotak looking over the middle. Gets it to Casey at the very least. He's inside the 15-yard line. But can they get the last snap off in time? 1st and 10. Kotak dropping back. He's looking around. Going to throw it short. It's incomplete though. 8 seconds left. They'll have at least a couple more plays. Can Molly hold, as Kotak will drop back again? All the time in the world. Going to send it to the left-hand side. It's incomplete. Now with 1 second left. Got to finish it here. Kotak looking. 3rd and 10. Going to throw it, and it's incomplete. And so that's how Molly is going to escape with this ball game. So now from a couple of unaffiliated teams throughout the ACSA to another unaffiliated team ready to take the field. Here comes the Modesto State Buccaneers going on the road to play against a Power 5 opponent, including College Indians coming into this week, having a pretty solid season so far, or at least pretty decent by Big Southwest standards. They're currently sitting at 6-3. Modesto State coming in as some big underdogs, but I'll have to tell you something here, man. This is one of those teams where on paper, you know, the roster does not look very talented, but seems like every time they get an ACSA appearance this season, they are able to fight and claw and actually put up a pretty good fight. As Butler will go ahead and throw it over the middle, as soon as I say something good about them, they throw an interception. And so, because an interception was thrown, here comes Clinton College. They have their first possession of this game inside Modesto State territory, as there's a 2nd and long coming up, trying to throw it over the middle. It is incomplete though, and now they're facing 3rd and long. Mahalik, I don't know why I really struggle with that. You know, throws it to the right-hand side for Lindsay. You know, able to get him off the field at the very least. But, you know, Modesto State certainly dodging a bullet right there, as they were able to, you know, avoid giving up any points despite giving some great field position to the Indians to begin this ball game. As now there was another 3-and-out force on Modesto State. So here comes the Clinton College Indians once again with the football, as there's another 1st down, crossing the 35-yard line in the process, as Mahalik going to get it to the left-hand side, gets it to Wowie, who's down the sideline. Can anyone catch this man? No! He's going to be gone like a girl in a country song. Touchdown, Clinton College. And the college team from Oklahoma strikes first here, as they take an early 7-0 lead. And now we're going to see what Modesto State is made of, and right now it's not looking good, as another turnover gives Clinton College possession. They go 3-and-out, but hey, they got some points out of it once again. And it's an early 10-0 lead here. And it looks like it could be one of those games where the Indians could run away with it. But wait a minute, the Buccaneers have a little bit of fight left in them, as there's a fumble on the play. And here come the Bucks. Thanks to that turnover, can the Modesto State Buccaneers get on the board, as Butler scrambling out to the left-hand side, able to pick up a few yards there. As now we got a 2nd and 5 coming up here. Butler going to hand it off to Wynn, who is wanting to win this game, and that carry will certainly help them out. As now we have a 1st and goal here. Butler just a few yards away and has no troubles punching it in, going into the end zone untouched, and Modesto State turns that interception into 6 points. And now it's only a 10-7 lead, as things are going to get really interesting here, as Modesto State had to punt the ball away. But look what happens here. There's a fumble, and it's recovered on the 2-yard line. Guess who recovers it? If you guess Modesto State, you are sure right. And just like that, able to turn around and take the lead back on the Clinton College Indians. Modesto State with the lead. It's 14-10. And on top of that, it looks like their starting quarterback got hurt on one of their previous drives. And so they have their backup in there now, and he is certainly not impressing, turning over the football once again, but still keeping it 14-10 right now. Certainly not a great, game for the Indians. See if they can turn around though, as that's going to help, as there's another fumble on the play, giving it to the Indians, and now they can take the lead right back as a result of a fumble inside the 10-yard line. But look what happens here though. They fumbled the ball too. Just a really sloppy game right now, but it's still close. Only 14-10 at this moment, as that pass is broken up. Incomplete pass there. And now we got 2nd and 10 going to the left-hand side over to Edwards. Edwards able to go ahead and get a little 6-yard gain right there. And it's now 3rd and short for the Indians. Edwards going to take it up the gut and somehow find his way to the 1st down marker. Not sure how he got it done. Didn't think he got to the 1st down marker. But I'm not an official. I'm just a guy making YouTube videos, enjoying the ACSA series, and I hope you guys are too. By the way, if you're enjoying this episode, do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Just to help a brother out. If you love what you're seeing, of course, really helps the channel. As now we cut back to this game right now, a 1st and 10 for the Indians. McDaniel taking it to the outside. It's going to be a first down here for Clinton College. And now 1st and 10 here. Boozer going to drop back the pass. He's looking and gets walloped right there. Huge shot on the quarterback, but he's a tough kid that watches the hockey highlights. Able to get right back up with ease. As Elder, makes a little bit of a catch. Does not get to the first down marker though. But a field goal nonetheless. That makes it only a 1-point game now for the Indians. As Boozer is desperately trying to fight for more yards. A little bit of a scramble going on. Both teams fighting. Neither team going to give up right there. And now 2nd and 3. Boozer dropping back. Going to the right hand side. Gets it to Brooks, who goes out of bounds. But across the 30-yard line though. As a few plays later now. Boozer going to the right hand side again. That is incomplete though. But they do at least pick up the lead, and we'll see if they can hold on. Less than 5 minutes left. They shouldn't be able to take care of business because they are the better team, at least on paper. But I don't know what's going on with this Modesto State team. These guys certainly fight and scrap. We're seeing it right now. Only a 2-point game, and Modesto State is already in field goal range right now. We'll see if they do have what it takes. As now we got 2nd and 5 coming up, but we're going over the middle. Owens gets flipped over, but somehow holds on to the ball in the process. First down for the Buccaneers. And only 10 yards away from tying this game. Can they do it on this play? And there's a dive into the end zone. Touchdown, Modesto State. And there it is. Modesto State actually hangs on and beats a Power 5 team for their 2nd win this season. Modesto State gonna go ahead and win this game by a final score of 21-16. You'll love to see it. And speaking of things that you love to see, we'll kind of keep it out on the West Coast as we have 2 teams fighting for their life in the Rocky Mountain Conference. Both teams 4-5, so very mediocre records, but that being said though, they are both fighting for that 2nd spot in the Rocky Mountain Conference Championship. So a very big game for both teams, as whoever loses this game is likely not only going to fall out of the conference for, going to that conference championship, but will probably not be going to a bowl game during postseason play. So both teams needing to win this game to keep their postseason hopes alive in general, as Williams is able to get to the outside and get to that first down. As now we got 1st and 10. Williams dropping back to pass. He's got time in the pocket. Going to get it out to his receiver, but it's overthrown though. And it leads to a 3rd and long, as Williams will try to drop back once again. Going to send this over the right-hand side, but it's intercepted by Smith. And the Beluga Whales get a great stop on defense. And we'll see if the Beluga Whales can take over, as we are midway through this first quarter of play. Not too terribly much happening right now, although we might see our first points of the game here pretty soon, as Chowder is going to go ahead and scramble again. He's looking for the end zone, but we'll be well short of that though. Still a first down though. That's going to create a 1st and goal situation over on the 7-yard lines. Chowder is going to go ahead and keep it. And going to get a lot closer now, only 2 yards away from our first score of this game between these Beluga Whales and the Rattlesnakes. As there it is, Smith, not related to the defensive Smith that had the interception, but Alaska getting into the end zone now, 7-0 in this game, and they look to extend the lead, as well as there's another first down after a 3-and-out forced on Colorado Tech. Chowders will go ahead and run it up the middle for a little 5-yard gain. And now, 2nd and 5. Chowders dropping back the pass. He's looking around. Going to go ahead and go over the middle, but it is incomplete though. Another 3rd and 5. Can they convert, as the Beluga Whales looking to get on the board once again, as Barnett gets out of bounds, but also picks up the first down. And now, 1st and 10. Colorado Tech sending the blitz, and it gets home. Chowders taking a huge shot from both sides, but is able to get themselves back up. But facing 2nd and long though, as Chowders will watch this thing. He's got a man, He overthrows him, but Jasmine catches it off the deflection. What a way to get into the end zone right there, big fella. And Alaska with a 14-0 lead. You know, things staying very defensive. Neither team after that really getting much of an offensive rhythm. Definitely Colorado Tech. This isn't the first time that they had problems, as they played Anchorage Tech actually in, you know, non-conference play and got shut out 35-0. So Colorado Tech has had its struggles on offense at times. We'll see if they can turn that around here, as they need to in order to keep those conference championship hopes alive. Now 2nd and 13 here. Williams dropping back to pass. He's got time in the pocket. Get to the left-hand side, but it is incomplete. And now 3rd and long. Williams dropping back again. He is looking around, has time in the pocket, able to make some guys miss, and while he doesn't get to the first down marker, that's a big run, considering that does at least get him on the board, as they were outside of field goal range before that play. But thanks to that, they were able to at least get something on this board, but they didn't pull any closer throughout the quarter. And so last quarter of play, Alaska still holding a 2-possession lead. Just got to go ahead and take care of business here, as Childers gets him to the 45-yard line. Potentially a score here, given how this game has been going. Could be an early dagger here in this 4th quarter of play, but can't think about it right now. Got to at least get this first down first. It's now 2nd and 10. Battle gonna try to get it up the gut, but he fumbles the football though. And Colorado Tech has renewed hopes. Now facing 2nd and 6. Williams gonna try to get something going here, able to pick up the first down and gets across the 35-yard line in the process as well. And so a first down for the Rattlesnakes. But a few plays later, they go 3rd and long and decide to go to unreliable Charles Green, one of the best tailbacks in the conference, but can't pick up the first down though, and they had to settle for another field goal. At least in the process, able to go ahead and make this a 1-possession game. But Alaska is still feeling pretty good, man. Now at a point where all you really got to do is go ahead and just run the rest of this clock out, and you're going to be good to go. That's all you got to do. You got one job. We'll see if they can do that job. It's now less than 3 minutes left. Childers actually deciding to pass and will throw it. So an incomplete pass can actually stop the clock. It's now 2nd and 10. They actually decide to pass it again, although this time it is at least complete. But very head-scratching that they are passing the football right now. There's now a 3rd and 1 coming up. Battle going to go up the middle and able to pick up the first down for, you know, the Blue Royals. And now 1st and 10. Childers dropping back the pass, going over the middle, but it's intercepted by Embray. Embray able to make things interesting, but however, Colorado Tech can't do anything on the next drive. And so Alaska escapes with this 14-6 win and keeps their Rocky Mountain Championship hopes alive. As now we will get into the final game of this episode, at least that we'll be seeing here on the channel for the non-primetime games of Week 10. And going to be a really good matchup here, actually, as the Southfield Dalmatians are going to be hosting the Hawaiian Chiefs. You know, it's one of those hot and cold teams, man. You know, just one of those things where, you know, when Hawaii's good, they are really good, but they have experienced some pretty low lows as well. As we're going to go ahead and get this game officially underway. Kicking things off to the Southfield Dalmatians, coming in ranked number 13 in the nation. We'll see if they can show that they deserve that ranking, as that will certainly help them, as they're able to go right up the middle, and no one's going to even dare catch this guy right now. An easy touchdown for Southfield. What a way to get this game going right away. Nice score for Southfield, and it's going to go to a 7-0 lead right away. It's now 1st and 10 coming up here. Holt looking around, just going to try to respond to the touchdown given up by the Hawaiian special teams unit. Able to get 9 yards there. Because now we got a 2nd and 9 coming up. Holt going to drop back to pass. He has a little bit of time in the pocket, but it is incomplete. However, a long 3rd down coming up. And now 3rd and 1. Holt going to go ahead and get upfield. Got some space and is going to be able to pick up the first down in the process. First down for the Chiefs. Now Holt again is going to be scrambling upfield. 2nd and 8. Got another scramble, of course. Holt doing everything with the legs right now. As now we got another 2nd and 10. Holt going to go up the middle. Get it to Musan. And Musan's able to pick up the first down here. And Huafa Chiefs got themselves a drive here. 1st and 10. Holt going up the middle. Has space and slides down as well. You'll love to see that. And now 2nd and 4 again. Holt is going to go up the field. Another first down for the Chiefs. But they face 3rd and long though. Are they going to go ahead and, you know, stall on this drive? And it looks like they certainly will, man. And it's going to be, you know, it's a tough one out here in these streets, man, as the Chiefs actually had to settle for a field goal there. But still no decent response. We would have loved to pick up 6 points just to tie the game outright. But we still able to get some points on the board. And it could be a pretty defensive matchup as well. So you got to take whatever points you can get for sure. As now Southfield Holt having a 3rd and 10 right now. Thomas will drop back to pass though. He's got plenty of time in the pocket. Throws it short to the right hand side to Amos, who makes a couple of guys miss and is finally brought down across the 40-yard line. A first down courtesy of the yards after the catch. As now next play, Thomas dropping back to pass once again. Looking for some space. Everyone's covered. So Thomas is going to go ahead and just slide down for a little 7-yard gain. Is now 2nd and 3. Thomas looking to throw once again. Going over the middle, but the pass is straight up dropped though. That does lead to the incompletion. Now 3rd and 3. Thomas looking around. Going to get it to Banks, who has a nice little spin move to get off one defender, but is not ready for the second guy though. Does able to bounce right back up rather quickly. As Southfield and company looking to try and make this a 2-score game. Banks on the right-hand side for a little 7-yard gain. Now Thomas dropping back the pass, going over in the middle. It is incomplete, however, just could not get it into the correct spot. Now 3rd and short. Thomas looking again. Able to get away from 2 defenders. Throwing towards the end zone, but it's intercepted though. The idea was there, but the execution was simply not. And so Huafa with an opportunity to take the lead here early in this first quarter. We'll see if the Chiefs can go ahead and seize it, as they do pick up a first down here, but can they keep it up? 1st and 10. Holt going to the left-hand side. He's got a man. Gets it to Tullis, who's hit immediately after making the catch, but still able to hold on and make the reception. No. As now we got another 1st and 10. Holt's looking around. Got some time in the pocket, but nobody open once again. Holt going to run for his life and pick up the first down in the process. Getting to the 35-yard line before sliding down. As Sean Holt having a nice little first quarter right now. See if he can build on it, but he gets sacked in the backfield though. A sack for the Chiefs. So now 3rd and long here. Holt going to try to pick up the first down. Going to have to throw it, and he does indeed throw that football this time around. Munson able to get open for the first down. And the drive still continues thanks to the ability to move the chains, and they even get a little bit more help after that as there's an offsides penalty. So instead of 1st and 10, it is now 1st and 5 for the Chiefs, as Holt and company going to try to throw it towards the end zone. Has a man. Although it was incomplete, there was pass interference in the end zone. It's going to be a 15-yard penalty that gets him inside the 10-yard line, as Tullis will try to run it in. Is not successful, but only a couple yards away from getting into the end zone. We'll see if they can punch it in here on this 3rd and goal. Holt, though, actually throwing it to Munson. Thought it was going to be a little RPO. Looks like if that was the case with how that play was designed. And the Chiefs, unranked, looking to pull a second upset in this episode here, as we'll see if they can hold on. They certainly off to a pretty good start right now, as the Chiefs now have 2nd and 10, going over the middle to McKenzie, who is brought down before getting that first down marker. So the Chiefs move this thing along. 1st and 10. Southfield sending everybody, but Holt still somehow getting around it all and scrambling. If he had a little bit more time in the pocket, he could have had himself a big play with the arm, but decided not to pass. Gotta put respect where respect is due, though. Just doing what he feels is right. It is what it is. As now we got 1st and 10 here, this time at midfield. Thomas going to take this thing to the right-hand side and is able to get across the 40-yard line for another 1st down. Is now 2nd and 6. Holt dropping back the pass. He's got a little bit of time in the pocket going over the middle, but it's incomplete. However, able to make it 3rd and 6. Now a long 3rd down attempt right here. Holt going to drop back to pass once again. Going to go over the middle, but it's intercepted by Boyd. And that could be the spark that the Dalmatians have needed, as they have not gotten much love here in this game. Still only have those 7 points right now. Usually, I know they're used to being a more defensive-minded team, but usually their offense does a little bit better than this, or at least I would like to hope that's the case, as there is another 1st down once again for Southfield. As now we got 1st and 10. Thomas looking around, going to send this thing to the left-hand side, but it is incomplete. However, could have been intercepted, but that's why we play defensive back, because they do not have Allstate, because they do not have good hands right there. But a tight end that does have good hands is Banks. He got that Allstate quote because he's able to make that catch in traffic for the 1st down. As now Thomas dropping back again, going to the right-hand side. This time deflected away on that right-hand side for the incompletion. Now Dalmatians facing 3rd and long. A couple plays later, don't want to stall out here as they try to go over the middle, and that's even worse than stalling out. Throwing an interception when you had the opportunity to at least tie this game. But for now, it looks like Southfield will have to wait a little bit to do that, as the Chiefs will now take over. And with less than 3 minutes left here in this 1st half, they still have some time to put points on the board before the end of the half. We'll see if they can get it done, though, as Tullis will go up the middle. Tough running, but able to find the 1st down. Nice little push by that Halafa offensive line. It's now 3rd and 5 again. Holt going over the middle. Has McKenzie on the deep route, but it comes at the price. He gets hurt on the play, so we won't see him for probably the rest of his drive, to be honest with you, as Tullis is able to pick up the 1st down a couple plays later. We'll see if that injury hurts him out on the perimeter, as Holt does indeed take a sack again. And they actually run out of time in the 1st half because of it. And so they are just straight getting bailed out right here, as Hawafa fumbles the football. Southfield called for the holding penalty. And while the Chiefs went free and out, they were able to tack on another 3 points and, extend this lead. So now it's a still defensive-minded battle, only 13-7 right now, as they're going to go ahead and just punt this football away to the Dalmatians. Although 15's getting loose, are we going to see 2 scores from the same guy? Oh my goodness, we actually will see that 2nd kick return for a touchdown for Southfield, and because of it, and they're actually going to go for 2 as well. If they're going to might be able to take the lead, they get this 2-point conversion, and they won't, so game's still tied. But if it wasn't for number 15 of Southfield University, this will be a lot different game, as literally all of their points has stemmed from special teams right now. The offense has not done a single thing right now. And we'll see if the offense can actually get itself going here in this 4th quarter. Things still tied up at 13, as Thomas will go ahead and run upfield and pick up the 1st down, getting across the 45-yard line in the process. Is now 3rd and 8. Thomas dropping back again, throwing it quickly out to Sumter, who's got space on the outside and is going to be brought down for the 1st down. The best drive that Southfield has gotten together so far, as Sumter, his first catch of the day, goes for 25 yards on the play. It's now 2nd and 4 coming up thanks to that quarterback sneak. It's now a couple plays later, going to hand it off to the running game once again. Tough running for the experienced running back, but a 1st down though. It's now 2nd and goal. Thomas Right upfield, get to the end zone, and touchdown for Southfield. Thomas with another score in this game, man. And so they actually get an extra point too. So offense does their job. 20-13 right now, as Southfield will go ahead and kick this game off here. As we'll go ahead and see what Hawaffa can do in response. This is the first down. They actually been down since very early in the first quarter, but that's not gonna last long, as we have our third kick return for a touchdown in this game. But this time it's Hawaffa returning the favor. But look at this, they're gonna go for two. They're gonna go for the lead instead of playing it safe and tying it up. Holt almost gets into the end zone, but fumbles the football though, and so that conversion is no good. With a 1-point deficit and forcing a free and out, Hawaffa does have one more chance to win this game. We'll see if they can do it, as now there's only 15 seconds left. Holt dropping back, throwing it short to Munson, who is able to pick up the first down. But I don't know if they're going to have enough time to get to the line of scrimmage. We'll just have to wait and see here. I don't know if they're going to be able to snap it. Are they going to get the snap off? And it looks like they aren't going to. That's how Southfield escapes. Southfield winning this game by a final score of 20-19. Alright, so now that we made it through the final game of this Wednesday episode, let's go ahead and check on some scores throughout the ACSA to see what is going down throughout the league here in week 10 of the inaugural season of the ACSA in Maximum Football 2020. So the first thing that we got going, a shocker here, Bluffton Tech takes their first loss of the season, losing to the Eastern Pennsylvania Beavers. They lose by a final score of 27-7. This win by Eastern Pennsylvania gets them deep into the conversation of potentially going to the Big North Conference Championship game. Whereas for Bluffton Tech, this is not a major killer right here. They still are sitting across on top of the Big North, but it'll be interesting to see how far they fall down in the ACSA polls thanks to this loss. Meanwhile, in the little brother conference that is the Midwest Conference, we have Central Tech looking extremely good today, playing host to the South Idaho State Ranchers and winning by a final score of 37-6. Central Tech currently in the driver's seat, now sitting in 6-4 here in this inaugural season of the ACSA, one game ahead of everybody else in the conference. Over in the Big Pacific Conference, we have Oaksterdam playing the Montana A&M Coyotes, and they keep their unbeaten streak going, now improving to 10-0 on the season thanks to a 21-12 victory over Montana A&M. Oaksterdam now in the driver's seat as well, controlling their own destiny thanks to another good win. Seattle College looking to keep up with the Oaksterdam Reefers at the top of the Big Pacific Conference. They do manage to do that, beating Spokane Tech on the road, winning by a final score of 25-3 and improving to 9-1 on the season. Same thing could be said for the Amazon Delivery Boys, also trying to stay in range for those top two spots in the Big Pacific Conference so that they can go to the Big Pacific Conference Championship game. They also had to go on the road to play against the Anchorage Tech Whalers and did win by a final score of 23-12 on the road. Meanwhile, the Espic of New England gets a huge boost today. They went on the road as an independent squad, playing against Big Southwest Conference opponent Wentzville, home of the Vikings in Westville, Missouri, and get a huge win on the road, winning by a final score of 35-0, improving to 4-6 on the season, whereas the Wentzville Vikings do fall to 6-4 thanks to this performance. Speaking of the Big Southwest Conference, the Nazareth Maccabees pull off another upset. They go on the road to play against the David Crockett Mavericks, who were ranked in the top 10, but that will not last much longer. Nazareth winning by a final score of 21-7 and getting themselves back to 500 in the process. Over in the Rocky Mountain Conference, Lake Oswego may not get a lot of love, but they are certainly going to garner it. They are sitting at 9-1 here in the season thanks to another win against fellow Rocky Mountain opponent Severn Cal Tech. They win on the road by a final score of 33-3. And thanks to this game, they will actually clinch their spot into the Rocky Mountain Conference Championship team, the first team in the ACSA to guarantee themselves a conference championship slot. So congratulations to the Ironmen of Lake Oswego for a conference championship appearance. Moving on to the Atlantic Shore Conference, where Florida Tech went on the road to play against the number 16 team in the nation and actually get the job done, as Florida Tech does end up beating Delaware at Kent University, home of the Colonials, by a final score of 23-9. Kent losing their third game this season. We'll see if they can stay in the top 25 or not. Whereas Florida Tech starting to get onto a little bit of a hot streak, now sitting at 6-4 here in this inaugural season. Speaking of the Atlantic Shore Conference, we do have the number 1 team in the nation going on the road to play against the Hanover Cadets. And not the prettiest game in the world, but the Rebels do get a job, proving why they should be the number 1 team in the nation. Despite not playing their A game necessarily, they win by a final score of 30-6, despite going on the road. On the flip side, we have the University of Mid-Atlantic, who is barely in the top 25, and I don't think that's going to last for much longer. They hosted the Charlotte State Kings, a former top 25 team themselves, and actually lose 25-0 at home. Charlotte State going to 5-5, getting themselves back to 500 in what's been a disappointing season for the Kings. Whereas the University of Mid-Atlantic Crabs, they might fall out of top 25. We'll just have to wait and see. Another top 25 team that played in the Atlantic Shore Conference is the Herbert Hoover Old Glory, coming into today's game ranked number 20 and should have an opportunity to move up. They did play the Ridgewood Priests in Atlantic Shore Conference play and get the job done, winning by a final score of 25-10. Ridgewood does fall to 4-6 on the season as a result of that. Shifting back over to the Big North Conference, we have the Iowa Institute of Technology going on the road to the great state of Nebraska in order to play the Lincoln Fighting Salt and actually lose by a final score of 22-10. Lincoln improving to 7-3 on the season, whereas the Vikings do take their third loss of the season. Does the Iowa Institute of Technology remain in the top 25? We'll just have to wait and see. Speaking of which, another top 25 team did go down in what was a very low-scoring slugfest in the Big North Conference. The Detroit State Pit Bulls went on the road to play against the Madison Lakers and lose by a final score of 9-6. I would not be shocked if Detroit State finally falls out of the top 25 thanks to this loss on the road. Over in the Super South Conference, we have the University of Alabama Hoover playing host to the A.J. Moore Academy Tigers, and the Panthers win by a final score of 31-9. And doing that is going to keep them in play for the Super South Conference Championship. You just got to be in the top 2, and this is going to certainly help them out as they improve to 8-2 in the inaugural season, whereas A.J. Moore will fall to 500. Not to be outdone, Coastal Alabama, also coming in ranked number 19 in the nation, playing host to the University of Georgia in Cartersville Peach Panthers, and they do win by a final score of 30-9. They also improved to 7-3 on the season, whereas the Peach Panthers fall to 500 thanks to this road loss to a top 25 squad in Super South Conference play. Moving on now, we have Stars and Stripes Conference action. We got a major shocking story. Spring Creek, home of the Moose, getting a huge statement win against the Oxford Chargers. Spring Creek winning on the road, winning by a final score of 46-7. And thanks to that win, Spring Creek now sits on top of the Stars and Stripes Conference. They are now in control of their own destiny with only 2 games left to play for each of these teams. Darden Jaguars actually also lost as well, so there's a 3-way tie for first place, in the Stars and Stripes Conference. So with that being said, that is going to end today's ACSA action. If you enjoyed today's video, do me a favor and please smash that like button, as well as hit subscribe if you do have to be brand new to the channel. This is John J. Gale on the mic. Hoping you guys are all out there having a wonderful day. Take care, everybody.